Welcome to Translating Ideas into Money. This is a proven path to unlocking revenue from your best ideas. And when we think about ideas, we think about an idea for a product, an idea for a service, an idea for a business, a job, a career, a nonprofit, or maybe it's just business improvement, new technology, new system, new employee onboarding system, whatever it is. We're filled with ideas all the time. And today, I really just want to share the path that you can follow that will get you to the results that you're looking to achieve. So first off, congrats on being here today. Now, you've already made the first move towards checkmate in your business. And this webinar is based on the book that I wrote in 2018. It was called Checkmate: Winning Tactics for Translating Ideas into Money. And the reason I picked checkmate is that I was a competitive chess player in high school. I got up to almost expert level, and that work has shaped the way I think and approach things for the rest of my life. Now, this system I initially learned and developed while being a subject matter expert on a multi-million-dollar software platform for construction management. And that was in 2001. And I was working with a lady by the name of Georgia Perkey. So we'll have a little time for Q&A at the end, but you can drop questions in the chat as we go along. My assistant April is with us, and she's going to keep track of that if something comes up. So the theme, checkmate, in chess, checkmate represents the ultimate victory, and you achieve it through strategy and focus and precision. In chess, there are strategies and tactics in the middle of the game that literally guarantee a win. And in business, checkmate means translating your ideas into real world results, whether it's revenue or growth or impact, whatever the results are that you're looking for. Now, I got to be honest with you, most people are looking for a result in terms of money, but that's not everybody. So just like in chess, every move you make is part of a bigger strategy. So today's goal is simple. We're turning the first page for brilliant ideas, and we all have them, into actual revenue generating strategies. So let's not get caught on someday I'll. Someday I'll is that island where we say, someday I'll do this, and someday I'll do this, and someday I'll launch my new idea. But we're not going to go with someday anymore. No more someday. Let's take action now. And remember that in business, much like in chess, you've got to think several moves ahead. And you got to do that without accidentally knocking over your coffee on the board. So let's get started. I'm going to walk you through 5 simple steps, and then we'll share a couple of success stories. Today, we're going to dive into 5 stories, five simple critical areas essential to your success. And we'll also cover 2 prerequisites for success. Because if you don't have these prerequisites, frankly, you're not cut out to be a business owner. We'll also explore the common roadblocks that stop most people and a few key strategies that you can implement today. First, a little bit about myself. I told you I was a competitive chess player in high school. I got up to expert level. And the idea that strategy and tactics can guarantee a win has shaped my life ever after. I spent 30 years working in the big corporate world for essentially multi-billion dollar companies, and I was focused on results. And I'll admit, sometimes forgetting about the people behind those numbers. And you're going to see why that's so important later on. In 1996, I found myself serving Bank of America. I was the director of West Coast Construction. We have 15,000 properties west of the Mississippi, about 10% of which are under construction at any one time, and about $500 million that we'd spend of the bank's money every year. And we had to find a way to keep track of that because that was big dollars. And so I moved from construction into technology applications because we needed to get a handle on that volume of work. And even in that business, we managed about a $5 million EBITDA with only about 45 employees. So it was really successful. And the concept of translating ideas into money works in construction projects. It also works in software application development. It works in any type of project. Translating ideas into money is the most common result that people are looking for. Translating ideas into money is a simple process. It's not an easy process, but it is simple enough that anyone can do it. In 2010, I started on a new journey, and I've spent the last 14 years refining my craft as a business, career, and life coach. Really interesting because I started out as a business coach, but I've had to add in career and life coaching to be able to serve my clients effectively. And I've learned from industry giants like Brian Tracy and Jeff Walker, and I follow the teachings of John Maxwell and Patrick Lencioni and Zig Ziglar. I've used this process everywhere, and that's why I published the book. Now, things really took an interesting turn for me when I turned 52. I discovered Jesus. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this particular area, but I got to be honest with you, suddenly everything changed. Peace, grace, mercy, they became a part of my daily life, and I found a new purpose. I went from a consumer-focused executive, that's what I was, to someone deeply committed to contributing. And in 2020, my life hit a storm, and I finally told God that I was all in. I had a revelation that led to the creation of something new, and that new thing is Lifeshine Generosity Coaching. The idea that generosity, whether through time or talent or treasure, leads to greater long-term results and brings joy to the giver. Now, I was inspired by Matthew 5:16, which says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify our Father in heaven." And this became the foundation of my coaching practice. This is the new program that I'm running today. So let's dive in. This process, again, I said, is super simple. You'll have no trouble understanding it. Follow the process, get the results you want, and just realize that one step makes all the others easier. Now, there's 7 steps to this program, but one of those steps makes everything significantly easier. And with this process, you can take your ideas and turn them into something that not only brings you success, but allows you to shine your light and impact the lives of others. Why do ideas matter? I think we need to set the stage effectively. Why are ideas so much important? Because they are the seeds of innovation. And without them, there's no growth. They are the raw material for every business success story. But the true value of an idea lies in its execution. A great idea without action is just a dream. It's clarity, strategy, and team collaboration where ideas become real. They become revenue generating products or services. Ideas matter because they allow businesses to evolve and solve problems and fill market gaps. They drive change, innovation, and progress, but only when they're translated into actionable steps. So in business, you aren't just selling a product or service, you're selling an idea that resonates with people and fulfills a need. That's why turning your idea into reality matters. It's not just your success, right? But to the people that your idea will impact. There are people in the world that are experiencing the problem that your idea solves, and they need you to bring the product to market. They will gladly pay you to solve that problem. Now, why do most ideas never turn into profits? Frankly, it starts with clarity. Without clear direction, your idea is just a collection of disconnected pieces. It's like trying to assemble a jigsaw puzzle without the picture on the box. Sure, you get all the pieces, but good luck figuring out what it's supposed to look like. You need to know exactly what the final outcome should be and who it's for. Otherwise, you'll spend all your time just guessing and hoping things pull together. Now, I gotta be honest, when you wing it, that's what we call it. When you wing it, you get wing it results. That doesn't mean it never works, but it doesn't work very often and it's hard to count on. The second thing is difficulty executing. There are people that have brilliant ideas, but have no idea how to execute. Execution is those tactics. In some ways, if you've tried to put anything together from IKEA, you'll understand why the tactics are so important. Because sometimes when I buy things from IKEA, I end up putting together at least twice. Ideas feel the same way. Without a plan and the right tools, even the best ideas crumble when it's time to execute. Now, I've got tools to help you get more clarity on your idea, what you're trying to accomplish, and how to put together a better plan for executing. And the last thing that's really on this list, and I've seen this happen many times, is that, when we have a brilliant idea, we think that, oh my God, I wish I could have this. But remember that you are not your market. And so we have to find the marketplace that's like you, that really wants what it is that you're looking for. You can't sell snowblowers in Miami. Your product might be amazing, but if you're targeting the wrong crowd, it's never going to take off. You need to know who actually needs your idea, not just you, but who in the marketplace needs your idea. Otherwise, you could be sitting in the wrong market, gathering dust. That's not going to be helpful. So most people think that having a great idea is all you need, but it's not. An idea without execution, and you got nothing. So the checkmate approach, it starts with clarity of vision, then we go into tactical execution, and then we have to understand this concept of learning through adversity. In both chess and business, clarity of vision gives you the roadmap. This is the roadmap that you can follow, and you know where you're heading before you start making the moves. Otherwise, you're just shuffling stuff around. And then once you have that vision, once you have that clarity of vision, it's all about making the right moves. And those are the steps that you have to take to execute your project or your idea. In business, this means precision in hiring, marketing, and decision making. In chess, when you make the right moves, you win the game. In business, when you make the right moves, winning gets a lot easier. And the last thing is that you've got to learn through adversity. Now, for most people, it's the idea. This is the first time you started. And so you're at the beginning stages, and there's a lot of learning that happens. And Whenever you're learning new things is when you have this tendency to make the most mistakes. Mistakes being simply a decision that didn't give you the results that you were looking for. And when you don't get the results you were looking for, it feels and looks like a little adversity because you didn't get what you wanted. And you have to keep working through it to get it. Adversity is life's great teacher. Business challenges, they're like tough chess games. They offer valuable lessons. The real winners are the ones who learn from their mistakes and keep improving their strategy. We make the most mistakes when we're learning. We don't get to decide when adversity shows up. Big, little, small, ginormous, it walks in the door when it wants to. We get to decide how to respond. Now, you can short circuit this issue by learning from others, books, videos, webinars, coaching. Those are all tools that shorten the learning cycle. Now, I told you before that there are two prerequisites for success, right? And one of them I just talked about a bit ago about being willing to learn and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. Because if you can't do that, then you probably don't belong here. In business, success requires two things: the mindset of a champion and the heart of a leader. It's about confidence and grit, but it's also about humility and empathy. The mindset of a champion is driven by attitude. Attitude's the driver behind the heart of a champion. Diligence, perseverance, discipline, ambition, goal setting. Sure, you need the knowledge and skills, but without attitude, you'll never get there. We all know people with great skills and knowledge, but they can't get out of their own way. And we know others that have little to start with, but make it big. And actually, they make movies out of that. They make movies about people like that. So mindset shapes your strategy, but execution is what gets you across the finish line. Execution means making mistakes. You got to be willing to learn and grow through adversity. Don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, why is this happening for me? What am I supposed to learn from this? Trial and error is the oldest learning tool in the history of mankind. There is no failure, only lessons. All right, specific target. Why clarity is the foundation of translating ideas into money. It's like the foundation of a house. Without it, everything crumbles. In business, if you don't have clarity, if you don't have a clear understanding of your idea, your audience, and your outcomes, your path forward, really sketchy. So actionable steps that you can take if you've got your idea. Let's really dial in what this means. Pinpoint exactly what your idea is and what problem it solves. Now, if you've ever tried explaining your business idea and ended up taking 15 minutes and going down a rabbit hole, then you probably don't have the clarity that you need. That's what happens without clarity. The second thing is to identify your target audience. Figure out who benefits from your idea the most. Now, here's the thing. Many people might benefit from your idea, your product, your service, but some people will benefit more than others. And those that benefit the most will be willing to invest money on that product. So what you really need to do is figure out who benefits the most from your idea. Now, there you can do focus groups, you can do surveys. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can do that. And then you want to outline the specific outcomes. If you're not aiming for something specific, it's like trying to win a game of darts without a bullseye. Know what success looks like so you can create a plan to get there. So here's the rest of the process. So you got the two prerequisites, right? You got to be able to have, you got to have the right attitude. You got to be willing to learn, overcome adversity. When it comes to turning your brilliant idea into a profitable venture, it's a process. And sometimes it looks pretty tricky, but you got to follow it. Ideation, this is where the light bulb goes off. This is your idea. This is where clarity comes up. It starts with a clear idea, nail down the core problem, identify who benefits from the idea that you have and who it serves. And if you have a lack of clarity, you're going to have a lack of success. Now, the second thing is people. Now, I have team building on the list here, but it's people because they build the team, right? Initially, your team probably consists of a variety of advisors, people that can help you flesh out the clarity for your idea. Do they have to be high priced? No, there's a lot of people that will help you. They recognize they were there once before and they're willing to provide some advice. So you don't have to spend lots of money. You certainly can, but you don't have to. You need the right people on board to turn your idea into reality. Gather a team that brings clarity, provides fresh perspectives, and helps you refine the vision. Now, the third thing is testing and validation. And we've seen this as a problem before. Back in the dot-com explosion, back in the 2000s, investors were literally throwing money at every internet idea that came around the pipe. And people spent that money on any number of different ways without really knowing for sure whether it was going to work. And what's really more valuable and more important is to spend a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of money, a little bit of energy to test and validate that idea and make sure that it works, or course correct as you get feedback from the marketplace so that you're basically continuing to build the product or service that the marketplace wants. Before going all in, test your idea, validate it with your target audience, and refine it based on their feedback. You might need different team members at this point. Right? So again, people. You have team members for clarity, team members for testing and validation. You might need different team members for execution. Once you've got your feedback and you know you're on the right path, now you can build out the plan. Now you can launch and you can execute your plan with confidence. This is where ideas meet action. Again, you might need different team members for this phase. And then the last one is change management. Now, this is a huge stumbling block. We really want to make sure we know that change is inevitable. It could be shifting market trends, shifting team dynamics. It could be shifting any number of different things. The reality is, as Eisenhower said, plans are worthless, but planning is indispensable. And planning is that weekly time frame where you're course correcting. You're taking the ideas, the information, and the data that you're receiving through the implementation and execution of your project and adjusting it so that it continuously improves and hits the target that you're looking for. Just a couple of quick success stories. The idea, right? Lisa, fashion brand, clothing. There's a lot of people that do this, and she does a little research and she wants to launch an eco-conscious fashion brand. And her target is millennials because they will pay extra if it comes with a free conscience, right? So she's got a dream team that includes eco-conscious designers and marketing pros. So she's building the right team. She tests her products at pop-up events and she gets feedback from the marketplace about what she needs and what works and what doesn't work. And eventually she gets the kind of customer feedback that she needs so she can now launch and she can go plan it. And so she maps out partnerships with influencers and e-commerce platforms. But with success comes new challenges. Suddenly, she's not just making clothes, she's managing the production process and tech innovation. And this is what happens. You go from this idea and this entrepreneur execution, and now you got to start delivering, and things change, right? Same thing is true in the software side, right? This construction management software story, Tom's construction management software, it's one that is near and dear to my heart because I lived it. Tom wants to do some software that makes it so easy to run a project that even a contractor can use it without needing a PhD. And so Tom, he's looking for ease of use and affordability, and he gets a team of software geeks and construction pros to help him design this product. And then he tests it in the marketplace, right? And he's going to be able to do that because it's an application. You can test it with phones, right? And as soon as he gets a clear plan and a timeline for updates, he rolls it out. And he gets a lot of orders. They start coming in, but pretty soon it gets to be a lot and it's bigger. And so Tom has to go mobile in his business, and now his software goes everywhere. So all along, the way these people are working is they're following the process and adjusting as they see the data change in the marketplace. And the common theme here is people, right? So the power of people in business, people are your secret weapon. Now, if you've ever tried to execute a great idea by yourself, it's like playing chess without a board. It's frustrating and it's ineffective. With the right people, everything clicks. They're the ones who help you connect the dots. They give you clarity when you're spinning in circles. They make those seemingly impossible tasks possible. The key here, though, is not any people. It's the right people. It's talent. It's elite talent. You need to find the right people because the right people make everything easy. The wrong people make it hard. And sometimes you can't even get where you want to go. The right people bring fresh perspectives. Sometimes you're so close to your own idea that you can't see what's missing. You can't see the forest for the trees. And your team is that friend who points out that spinach that's stuck in your teeth before the big meeting. You need that information. Ideas are great, execution is key. And a talented team takes your vision and turns it into reality. It's like giving your idea legs. And adversity is going to hit. You don't get to choose. The right team makes the tough days easier. With them, you're not fighting the battle alone. It's like having a well-coordinated squad instead of feeling like the lone warrior in an epic battle. Okay, so here's what you can do today. Refine your idea. Get crystal clear on what the problem your idea solves and who benefits it. Get others involved. Figure out who needs to help you flesh out this idea. Even if you think your idea is crazy, you're probably not. You're just the first one. Then you can create an action plan, and the action plan should include testing and validation. Outline the steps to execute your idea. Put together milestones and deadlines. Don't forget team building. Those are critical. and then begin execution with confidence. So now that you know what the steps are, you can lean in and take those steps with confidence. All right. So the theme here is that people, the right people, make all the difference in the world. And the problem is that people with the ideas don't always know how to sell the opportunity. So now that we've laid the groundwork, let's take the next step together. There's a couple things that you can do, and I'll put these links in chat as well. There is, actually, I got 3 things I'm going to put in chat for you here. There's a quick webinar survey that I'd like you to fill out for me. Give me some feedback. I appreciate that. And then there's a fast track to business freedom. That's a different program that we're putting together in November. If you want to register for that, we can make sure that you get the notices when that gets finished up. And then we have a new webinar that we're going to start next week on the one thing. And it's a little similar to this, but it's different. Similar, but different. All right. So I'm going to put these things in the chat. All right. If you want to have a conversation, book a call, go a little deeper into translating ideas into money, you certainly can use the link there. The fast track to business freedom is there. And then please take the survey for me so I get some feedback. Then the next webinar is going to be here. Put that into chat as well. I want to say thanks for being here. Thank you to yourself, because you've taken an important step. Believe in your potential, trust the process, know that setbacks are just setups for greater comebacks. Keep pushing forward with the heart of a leader and the attitude of a champion, because the best is yet to come. And I'm open for questions.
Hey there, John.
Yeah.
Excellent. I do have to go, but I thought you did a nice job on this, and I'm going to definitely register for the next one. And I'm so glad to see you back in action.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your feedback. I'm glad to be back too.
Yeah, and I also wanted to let you know the videos that you used to do on your website and so forth long ago, maybe just a few years ago, but you did such a great job on that. And just, I'm happy to see that you're back.
Yeah, so I just literally created a new video studio for some of the other things that I'm doing. So I'll be able to do some more of those things now too.
Very good. Thank you so much for this, and I will see you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a great day, John.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Branka, are you still there?
Yes, I am. It's nice to hear a familiar voice. You can see me probably somewhere on the camera.
Yeah, I could see you now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's why I don't see myself. Oh, okay. I see myself now. Sorry. How are you doing? This is great. Oh my God. You touched everything where I was 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Good. I don't know. This isn't.
I just didn't push over the finish line.
Sometimes that's what we need. We need somebody else telling us that we can do it. Somebody else saying, hey, you've got the capability, you've got the talent. And here's the plan and the process, because we get in our head and it tells us all kinds of weird stuff that says that we're not good enough or we can't. It's not true. Those are false beliefs. Sometimes you need somebody to help you go through that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was scared when I tested the market. I also tested, and I got the comments that market needs it, but then I had some health issues, so I backed it up. But that doesn't mean that it's changed. That idea will never come back out. I think in next 2 years, the idea will go back again, once when the child finishes university and mommy can do whatever she wants to do.
It certainly makes a big difference when the kids get through school, right? So my youngest is now 29. And so school's over for them and they're out in the working world. So I have a lot more freedom to go do things, right? As opposed to when you're raising kids, it's a lot of work. Love that work, but it's a lot of responsibility. You can't just shake it off and say, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you and I saw each other when the Water Lemon was still she was with me, in me. She is now at the first year of university.
Yeah, because early 2000s.
Yes.
20 years ago.
She will be 18 now in December. So yes, that's where we saw each other a good 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I was in the construction management and I'm now with a new company again, implementing the construction management. I was like, can I get rid of it?
Either that or be the best.
That's exactly where I was 2 years ago when Canderel decided that they don't need this position anymore. I tested the market to do exactly like a consulting on the system implementation. I know how to speak IT and accounting because the accountants and ITs, they don't speak the same language. So
they need an interpreter, somebody in the middle that can talk to both of them.
Absolutely. And then my vision went down and I just needed to scale. back, and now I'm back with all the magical surgeries. I think in next 2 years, that's where the idea is still here. I just need to brush it off and test the market again.
Welcome back. I'm glad you're healthy. It's great to see you. We have a lot of stories from way back then. And
Yes, April is still on the call. April, we go from ever when John and I were in diapers, okay?
Branka, do not hesitate to book a call. I'm more than happy to help you figure out some things when you're ready. If you want to do it now,
Yeah.
and I would say, hey, join the next seminar, if you like this, then connect with the next one. I really like these half-hour ones because they're
Yes.
quick, they don't take too much time. I have longer things in play, but you'll know more about whether that fits what you want, and it's going to get you where you need through these little short webinars.
But today, whatever you have touched, it's exactly the schedule. I went through all those steps because before that, I read the books, I researched the market. I was like, I got the phone calls. Like, that's the niche which is not on the market currently, and I had to back it, but it's here. I think I will go back.
Well, and the world needs people to help them implement software. 80%
Yes.
of software projects fail because they don't know how to do it. Having somebody guide them through that process and keep them on track and be able to speak the right language, that is
Yes.
a huge bonus for getting something actually done. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
only
I
one.
will do sign up just to keep myself also in that path so that I can proceed with everything what is envisioned in my head 2 years ago. When Canderel decided to terminate me, I was like, maybe this is the blessing in the sky. We always think.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes there's a silver lining there. Every time I've done it, I've found something better down the road. You live a life of my 65 years, stuff happens, right? And it's all about
Yeah.
learning from it and getting to the next thing.
The good thing about this one is I'm not just focused on North America. I'm now on the Europe and Asia and Australia. So that gives me also ability to see what that market needs.
You
So
bet.
that I just not focus on the North America. So
Yeah, I bet some of it is very similar, but some of it's probably a little different.
yeah, and you should see the differences in the naming convention. Oh, you mean that? Oh, yeah, that. But pleasure. This was really nice, and I'm happy. I logged in 1 hour before. I was like, why you are not on it? It's like, oh, PST. Okay, now I know why you are not.
Okay, we'll see you at the next one to book a call if that's something if you want to chat.
No worries, I will do. Thank you. It was a lovely seminar. Thank you.
Thanks you.
Bye.
Take care. Love you. Bye.